We will now have Sutra Chanting Jusei on page 93 in the Shin Buddhist Service Book. Namanna, 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 samandas, samandas. Namanna, 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 namanna. Please join me in Gasho. The light of wisdom exceeds all measure, and every finite living being receives this illumination that is like the dawn. So take refuge in Amida, the true and real light. 知恵の光明計りなし、雨量の所相ことごとく、こう受けうかぶらぬものはなし、真実妙に奇妙せよと、ナマンダ、ナマンダス、ナマンダス、ナマンダ。Good morning and welcome to the Dharma service, Sangha service of March 29th, 2020. Again, we are recording because of the what's happening in the news with the coronavirus. We are here doing a online Sangha service that is brought to you through YouTube. I would like to share with you something that is very endearing and very nice. Every month we have what's called the Myokyo, which is a monthly newsletter that we put out to all of our members. Especially at a time like this right now where it shows you the schedule and everything that's kind of happening at the temple. It's kind of good to have, although there is nothing happening right now at the temple. But there is what's called a new thing that started. It's called the Student of the Month, and I will not call this person out in fear of embarrassing this person. So I will just say that there is a Student of the Month that is featured every month, and they kind of give an explanation of themselves, just so that the rest of the temple members kind of know who their Dharma school children are. And it says here in 10 words or less to describe Reverend Miyagi. So this person writes 3 characteristics of me. Okay, so the person writes, the first one is awesome. So that's great. I feel really good about that one. The second one writes nice. I thought, oh, what a nice person. She says that I'm nice. Oh, that's great. And the third one, she writes imperfect. She writes imperfect. And this is, I kid you not, my reaction. Yeah, that's about right. That's me. And so I thought that was a very nice explanation of me. And actually, as a matter of fact, to me, in my eyes, if this is what she takes away from the minister, I think that I have done my job here as a Buddhist minister. As a Jodo Shinshu minister, I have done my job. If one of my Dharma school students tells me that, or can say to everybody else, my sensei is imperfect, I think that's a mic drop right there. I could just walk away now. That's perfect. Thank you very much for that. I think that the minister at the podium, a lot of times it feels as if the minister at the podium is speaking to people. But as a matter of fact, the minister is supposed to be the student of the Buddha Dharma and Dharma friends with the Sangha, or what we call in Japanese, ondobo, ondogyo. So I am supposed to be a student of the Buddha Dharma, and that's supposed to, how shall I say, be the example of the student and showing this attitude of always being learning, a person that's learning the Buddha Dharma. And so Buddhism only comes alive for a person who can admit to him or herself of one's imperfect nature. And I think that until that point, Buddhism will only be something that's written in a book. Buddhism will be some tradition that happened in Asia and started in Nepal or in India 2,500 years ago. It will never come to life until one kind of comes to terms with the true self and processes the self within the Buddha Dharma. So, she's been paying attention to my Dharma talks. I'm very happy about that. Kids are the best teachers, so thank you for that. Today I'd like to share with you a story. This is something that happened to my wife recently. One day she says to me, I had a really interesting dream last night. And she says that she dreamt that she saw a rainbow, okay, and that she was actually able to walk on this rainbow. But when she walked on the rainbow, she couldn't tell that she was on the rainbow anymore. Or at least she couldn't tell that it was a rainbow that she was walking on. It was only when she got off the rainbow and looked at it from afar that she saw the beautiful shape of the rainbow and its colors. Then she told me, I think life is kind of like that too. Right now, when we are living it, it seems like life is nothing but hardships, trouble, and worries. But at the end of all this, when we can take a step back and see it in its entirety, we can see how beautiful it all really was. I was really intrigued by this kind of imagery. I think this is exactly how it is. When I think back to my own life, when I was in my youth, I was in the Boy Scouts, and I hated it. I hated it. We met on every Friday night and Sunday afternoons. Friday night, that's the worst time. That's like when everyone is hanging out after a long week of going to school every day. I had to go to Boy Scouts in the evening time. And I always thought to myself, when am I going to need to know, semaphore, Morse code? When am I going to need to know how to tie a fisherman's knot, or how to tie a tourniquet, right? Or administer CPR, find the North Star, right? Or build a fire by using tinder, then kindling, then fuel, right? But then after I finished with it, finished the program, and I got my Eagle Scout, I thought, wow, all the things that I learned as a Boy Scout, I would have never learned on my own. Certainly not at regular grade school, I would have never learned any of those skill sets. Now, if, someone collapses right here, right in front of me, I know the 3 C's. The 3 C's are calm, confident, cheerful. And this is what you're supposed to do to kind of ward off panicking and not being able to respond to an emergency situation. Now, if I get stuck in the woods, I could build a fire, at least stay alive for like a day or two, right? and nature, the wilderness, isn't as scary as I would have thought it'd be, as a person who grew up in LA, right? In LA, all I know more about, boba and nice speakers, right, than I do the dangers of wilderness. So I am grateful now after going through that program. Now I know what it means to, stand up straight with your chest out as opposed to kind of like, going like this and trying to act quote unquote cool, right? Kids, please remember, cool is a relative term, okay? What I thought cool was at 36 is not cool to me when I was 16, right? For example, mumble rap is not music, folks. It's just not. I'm just going to say it right there. So, but these are things that kind of struck me when I was going through and thinking about this example that my wife told me. Anyway, I think it's the same for this life, just as my wife says. Right now, it may seem like nothing but hardships, anxieties, and sufferings. But overall, when we have to take a step back and look at life in its entirety as it is a magnificent and profound sight. It's like taking a step back and seeing the painting as it is. I remember going to Alaska once, and our flight, the airplane went right through the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. And it was kind of cool being in it, but we couldn't really enjoy it from afar. We couldn't really see the phenomena taking place. We were right in it. Right? But if we were under it, we might have seen it in its entirety. Buddhism teaches us about this, I think. It teaches us how the Buddha's wisdom views us, sentient beings, from afar. In the world of enlightenment, the Pure Land, the Buddha sees us as we are. when we catch even a glimpse into what the Buddha is talking about, we can see the profundity, the depth of this life. The Buddha is telling us not to fret so much over the little things in life. And as a matter of fact, the Buddha tells us, you're doing fine just as you are right now, as you are. You are a painting, and you are painting every stroke of the masterpiece you are creating called my life, which with each moment that you live. You can live to be 12 years old, 40 years old, 80, 100 plus. The number doesn't matter. Your life is the masterpiece being created by you right now as we speak. And the Buddha is our audience. The Buddha is our teacher. The Buddha is our viewership. The Buddha's wisdom and compassion is telling us and reminding us with warmth what this is all about and where we are heading. The Buddha tells us that there is a bigger picture waiting to be seen, and that our work right now is still in the making, even though we may see it only as a struggle. We shouldn't feel lost. We shouldn't feel lonely. The Buddha is here, right here with us. So my question to you is, what are you painting? And to please remember not to get stuck in a particular spot, not to get caught up inside the confusion. Please remember that with the Buddha's teaching, we are reminded that there will be a place, a time, a moment in which we will be able to sit back and enjoy the work that we have created. Please join me in Gassho. The light of wisdom exceeds all measure, and every finite living being receives this illumination that is like the dawn. So take refuge in Amida, the true and real light. 知恵の光明、計りなし、無量の所相、ことごとく、こう受けうかぶらぬものはなし、真実妙に奇妙せよと、ナマンダウスナマンダウスナマンダウス。I would like to then now move on to the Jodo Shinshu no Seikatsu Shinjo and Jodo Shinshu Creed 1. Okay. The Jodo Shinshu no Seikatsu Shinjo can be found on page 11 of the Shin Buddhist Service Book. 浄土真宗の生活信条一つ御仏の誓いを信じ尊い皆を唱えつつ強く明るく生き抜きます。一つ御仏の光を仰ぎ常に我が身を顧みて感謝のうちに励みます。一つ御仏の教えに従い正しい道を聞き分けて誠の実りを広めます。一つ御仏の恵みを喜び互いに敬い助け合い社会のために尽くします。ナンバーナウスナマンナウス。So I would like to move to the English, Jodo Shinshu Creed 1. Entrusting the vow of the Buddha and reciting the sacred name, I shall proceed through the journey of life with strength and joy, revering the light of the Buddha, reflecting upon my imperfect self. I shall strive to live a life of gratitude. Following the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path, I shall spread the true Dharma. Rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding one another, I shall do my best to work towards the welfare of society. Naman Daps, Naman Daps, Naman Daps, Naman Daps. Just one announcement that you have received the April Myokyo, if you have. The calendar lists that might have listed that some of the events are to be determined, but April and all the way through May will be canceled, as well as the May 16 and 17 spring seminar, followed by Gotanye the next day on the 17th. where we would have had a guest speaker, Reverend Dr. Mark Unno, but unfortunately, due to in light of the circumstances that is occurring in the news, we will have to cancel all the way till mid-May, and that is also tentative. We might have to cancel further out. So until then, we will make further announcements once again, but for now, up until mid-May, everything will be canceled here at the temple. With that said, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to another Sangha service here for the March 29th, 2020 service. Thank you very much and have a nice day.